And welcome in to what some are saying is the most highly anticipated Backyard Sports Center stream since since the game 6 of last year's 2002 World Series. We've got a mega stream, 6 games all at once. For you ADHD folks, this is going to be your paradise. This is the rBBL 2001 League, Season 15. We're going to have 6 games, 12 teams all fighting for the playoffs, and it's all going to play out right here on the Backyard Sports Center. I am Ben Bath Beyond. I am so excited to have you here, and we're going to jump right into the action. 6 games all at once. We'll try to do our best to keep up with all of the action that's going on. We'll give you a brief rundown of where the current standings are as the games are starting here. In the American League, only the Green Reds have secured their place in the playoffs. Everyone else is still fighting for a playoff spot. That includes 3 teams that are 7-6, Depths-led Aqua-Teens, Chargeider's Grand Tree Gnomes, and our own Alex's Mid-County Moose, he was a sub-coach for P. Sanchez. As we see some early action here, Jose Canseco's already got 2 batters on in the Goobers versus Royals game. And Cheryl Reynolds, I think that's going to be the first home run of this stream, just barely gets over the hay out there in right field as Jose Canseco hits one towards the dumpster, and it's a dumpster. Oh my goodness, 30 seconds in, Jose Canseco, a dumpster shot. What is this? Trick shot mode? My goodness, Jose Canseco and Cheryl Reynolds back to back in 2 different games, but a 3-run shot. What a start for the Goobers there. 3 batters in, and they've got a 3-0 lead in what is a pretty big must-win game for them. The Royals have already clinched, so this really is all on the Goobers here. What a start, 3-0 there. The Gnomes are already up 1-0, and they have another batter on. All of other games are underway. As you can see, the Beavers now in the top of the first half, bases loaded, nobody out, not electing to use a power-up with Olga Tullifson, and that's going to go foul. So as I was saying, 3 teams that are 7-6, the Teens, the Gnomes, and the Moose, all in action here as the Beavers already have a run on the board. A little sacrifice, a fielder's choice, if you will, out at second base as Pete Wheeler for the Wines is caught in a little bit of a pickle, able to get back to second base. Ray Tran has 2 batters on with 2 outs. So we're getting right into it here. And then on the outside looking in currently, but with some help, could force a tiebreaker situation, the Condiment Crew of Hines and the Aurora Boreals from Navy. They played this week. The Boreals won, so both teams are 7-7. Both teams are still alive to get into the playoffs. And then we have the Sneaky Beavers, who are in action here in the top right, as the Gnomes are done in their half of the top of the first. So we'll see the AI Gnomes against the Seattle Fishes. As the Beavers are still alive at 6-7, and the Midnight Mats are still alive at 6-7. It's not midnight PST, so they have not started to play their game yet. They'll get the benefit of seeing all of this action unfolded, knowing exactly what they need to do. Although, to be fair to them, they need to win, as there's a home run from Marky DuBois in the Wines versus Dice game. So we already have 2 3-run shots right off the bat, as there's a nice catch in the Royals game. It looked like they were going to collide. Unlucky for the Goobers. But a Marky DuBois home run. My goodness, a 3-run shot at Ekman right into the neighbor's front porch. So what a start for both of these teams. And I also just hope everyone has a good time. I mean, I know I'm going to have a great time. We've got 2.5 hours of high leverage baseball, because after this mega cast here, after these 6 games, and don't go anywhere, maybe go to the bathroom and get a snack, because you're probably going to have 90 minutes in there, as wow, somehow the Fishes there get in. And as I was saying, after this game, thanks, Stern. I appreciate that. After this game, there is a rBBL 2003 league Week 14 win and in between Will F. the God and Shrewsbury. Both of them have the same record and they're playing each other. Or excuse me, they don't have the same record, but they're playing each other. So it's a win and in situation. So we'll have that after this megacast. And boy, I just noticed that the Moose seem to be playing the Fish in their video there. I just now noticed that after I spent about 8 hours editing this. I don't believe Alex sent me the wrong video. Now I've got to double check that. And you know what? I think yep, that's on me. That is on me. That is, yes. I just realized when Alex sent me his video, he played week 13 and week 14 back to back, and then sent me both games in one recording. And for some reason, I did not catch that this game being shown is game number 13, week 13 against the Fishes, and not week 14 against the correct opponent, which is the Cones. However, I do know the result of that game already. So I guess we really only have 5 games instead of 6 due to my error. Wow, I can't believe I didn't catch that. Well, to be fair, the Cones streamed their game in the Discord, so everyone that was watching knows their result. They finished with a +1, and then the Moose finished with I believe a +5. So the Moose ended up winning that matchup, which would mean the Moose have clinched. They will be 8-6. So now we have 2 teams that have clinched. So ignore that top middle Moose versus Fishes game. Just totally ignore that. So for those of you that are over simulated like Wilf, it's okay. As we see a home run for the kids, they're already down 1-0 to the AI. So that's a big home run there to get them back to a +0. As the kids have already clinched. The kids, they're just playing for pride at this point. But the Cats, the Ray Cat DJs, they need to win. And it's a tough matchup here on the road against a very, very formidable opponent in LW's Kids. So that's a good start for them to see their AI get them a point off of the rip, as the Gnomes get an out in their game against the correct Fishes, as the Royals are now batting on the user side in the bottom of the first inning, and we see Depp's Teens batting on the user side, already up 2-0, nobody out with a runner on second for Alex Gonzalez. As we're now into the user side against the Dice, and that's a 3-run shot. Oh my goodness, that's the third 3-run home run already. We're about 10 minutes into the stream, and we've got 2 3-run shots. That's a Leo Wayne 3-run shot, answering Marky Du Bois' 3-run shot for the Wine. So that game is now 3-3, all tied up. As, speaking of home runs, Parker Collum gets a hold of this one, and that is why they call him the Iceman. So the Gnomes have an early 2-0 lead against the Fish. As the Teens are still up to bat with now 2 on and nobody out for Carlos Beltran, who gives us one a ride, and it's a double play for the AI Beavers. So Itanium getting a little bit of help there from his AI defense, turning a double play. We'll have to keep that power up in mind for later on in the game, as the Kids now, after giving up a run in the top of the inning to the AI, they've put up 3 now. They've got Randy Johnson up at the plate trying to keep this first inning rally alive. as the user Royals have runners on second and third, and that's going to get down. That's going to be a run and now two because the AI center fielder for the Goobers could not handle that. So after a 3-0 start for the Goobers, the Royals already have two back to cut the lead to one. So for those of you rooting for the Royals, that's a good sign for you. But if you're the Goobers, maybe that's not what you want to see. Your AI center fielder not doing you any favors, as Tracy Hoban gets this one into left field, and they're able to get the runner out. But Depp scores 4 in their half, so they've got an early lead here, 4-1, as the AI teens are now up to bat. So for the Beavers, that's not the start you wanted to see your opponent put up 4 in the first inning to your 1. So currently, teens are leading, gnomes are leading. As I've already mentioned, the Snow Cones finished with a +1. I mistakenly put the wrong video for Alex. He finished with a +5. So the Moose have already won. That game is final. Just ignore that middle top screen. Right now, the Royals are down 1. The Dice and Wine are tied at 3. And the Kids are still going. I completely missed how Randy Johnson got on base. But they're still going in their home half of the first inning. They've put up 4. And looks like they might already go through their second power up here with Gretchen Hasselhoff up at the plate and 2 runners in scoring position. So a nice bounce back here after giving up a run to the AI to score 4 and possibly more if Gretchen Hasselhoff can get a hold of this one. But with 2 strikes, going to switch off of Screaming Line Drive and hit a bouncing ball, and the AI is not able to handle ground balls. So now it's bases loaded for the Kids in the bottom right. This is turning into a really good start for the Kids. Bases loaded now. As it is still the bottom of the first for the Beavers and the Teens, but with Dante Robinson striking out, we're back to the user side for the Beavers. That game is now into the second inning. Teens are still ahead 4-1 now. And we're already into the bottom of the second in Gnomes and Fishes. That game is 2-1. Gnomes now still leading, excuse me. Kids are having a huge inning, and there's 2 more runs. And still with runners in scoring position, Claudia Villarta is back up. And if you're wondering why that video looks like it's cut off, it's not my fault. LW unfortunately had some issues when he sent me the video. It was cut off at the bottom, so you could not see the scoreboard. So that is an edited scoreboard that I had to add in to that one. So big inning for the Kids. They put up a 6 spot, so they've got a +5 as the Cat Ray DJs were not able to score in their half of the first inning, and now they've got to play defense, so they're already behind the 8 ball. They're down 5 runs in what is essentially a must-win for them. If they lose, they're in a real load of trouble, would need some help to force some tiebreakers. Wines and Dice are still tied at 3, as Billie Jean Blackwood is now up. So the Goobers are back up on their user side after scoring 3 in the top of the second inning. So they're still ahead by 1. The Evil Rays are watching that one very carefully as Lorelai Ikaye is able to get that one down for the Moose. Even though that doesn't matter, that's the wrong game. And the Beavers have a little bit of something brewing here. Top of the second inning as Jack Joseph is able to hit a little infield single. So now it's bases loaded for Joanne May. Oh boy, this is a big spot here for the Beavers. They're currently losing by 3 runs. It's 4-1. Although Joanne May has not gotten a pitch to hit yet, but this is the batter you want up with bases loaded if you're the Beavers, as this one falls into the middle of the zone. Paulina Sanchez is able to get on base with an infield single for the Gnomes, as we see a timeout from the Beavers. And switching off of power with Joanne May, on to grounder, and is able to hit it up the left field line. Oh my goodness, Joanne May. Now, then it's overthrown for another run. So Joanne May, not quite what you would have expected out of her, but it goes down as a double and 2 runs score. So they've now cut the lead to 1. Beavers are coming back. Goobers are still stuck at 3. Nobody on, 2 outs, and this might be a quick inning for them, and it is. So the Goobers are done very quickly in their half of the second inning. And the Wines are done in their half of the second inning as well. So that game is still tied 3-3. Although I believe Joanne May did hit a grounder. I was not expecting that from Itanium, but it worked out. It went down as a double, and she got 2 runs in. And the bases are still loaded for Rachel the Good La Buena. So another power hitter that's got a chance, but another power hitter that's swinging grounder. So we see this now 2 batters in a row from Itanium with their power hitters when it gets to 2 strikes, switching to grounder. As there's the 3-run shot for the Cat Ray DJs. That's getting them back into that one. They're currently down 5-0, but now it's 5-3. As there's the 3-run shot. And there's another run for the Beavers, so that game is now tied 4-4. Beavers putting together a solid inning here. Bases are still loaded, although they've got a couple of slow runners on base. As the Royals are now up in their home half of the second inning, so user Royals are up. Currently still down 3-2. And that's right to the shortstop, but not a good throw from Jason Kendall, and Francesco Whitaker able to beat that one out. Bases are still loaded here for the Beavers. Full count on Jordan Thorner, the left fielder. And that is a walk with the bases loaded. My goodness, what an at-bat. Jose did phase it through the wall, that's right. As that one is caught out in left field. So the Dice not able to get their lead runner on. So we're into the top of the third for the Gnomes and Fishes. That one is really moving. Pretty low scoring game, as you would expect in Dubois Diamond, the Ekman Acres clone. And Chico Papas is really struggling out there in center field. And that allows the AI Gnomes to get 2 runners into scoring position. As the Beavers still had the bases loaded, still 1 out. So this is a big inning from them. They've now gone ahead. They were down 4. Now they're up 1 as the AI teens are able to get the out at third, but another run scores. So Beavers and teens already pretty high scoring, only in the top of the second. It's 6-4. Cat Ray DJs still have something brewing here. They've already put up 3 runs on a 3-run shot. Sophie Meyer now up at the plate with 2 runners on. As you can see, Whiff Spree willing on his AI Dice team. As this looks like Sophie Meyer is going to get a productive out, move the runners over to second and third. But not what you want from Sophie Meyer. You don't want productive outs. You want home runs. So the Beavers now have scored 7 runs. So they're now ahead 7-4. As the AI Beavers now bat, and then the user teens will come up to bat in the second inning. Already into the bottom of the third in Gnomes versus Fishes. That one's still moving at a lightning pace. Snow Cones, that's the correct video for the Snow Cones. That game is still 0-0 for them. As the Wines are able to get out of the second inning without giving up any runs. So we head into the top of the third. That game is still tied 3-3. That's a really important one. Winning in for the Wines. Dice have a good shot. They're in prime position at 7-6, but if they were to lose and fall to 7-7, they would at worst be at a tiebreaker, but You certainly don't want to have to play in any sort of tiebreaker situation when you control your own destiny. As the teens are able to get runners to the corners. Excuse me, not the teens able to get runners to the corner. They are facing the AI Beavers. The AI Beavers have runners on the corners, excuse me. As the Royals have now tied this game at 3 in the bottom of the second, and still with a chance to score more. 2 runners on and only 1 out. As Jerry Mahoney hits a high fly ball that's going up the left field line for the Cat Ray DJs, and it's just over. Oh, a Playground Commons home run for Jerry Mahoney. Scrapes it over. Another 3-run shot, their second 3-run homer of the inning. And the Cat Ray DJs, they were down 5-0. All of a sudden, they're up 7-5. So a big turnaround now for the Cat Ray DJs. And I share that sentiment, HC3, as a Dubois Diamond user in the 2002 league. Dubois and Ekman is just tough field offensively, especially in a win and in situation. Have to face a very good team in the dice at Ekman Acres. Very tough situation to be in, as some good user defense there from the dice, speaking of, in the top of the third. So teams were able to get out of that jam against the AI Beavers, and they're back up, but they are unknowingly down by 3 runs right now. Beavers put up a 6 spot in the top of the second inning, as Leo Wayne is able to recover and get the out for the dice. So we head into the bottom of the third. The user dice are now up, as this is a another high shot from Parker Collum going back, and that one's gone. Parker Collum, ice in his veins. The Iceman, a solo shot, his second homer of the day for the Gnomes, and they maintain their slim lead. They add 1, a little bit of a cushion, as the Royals have now scored a couple of runs in the bottom of the second inning, and they still have the bases loaded. So the Royals have gone ahead. They now lead 5-3. As the Cat Ray DJs are still up in the top of the second inning. They've now scored 7 runs in the top of the second inning. So they now lead 7-5 as Tony Del Vecchio gives this one a ride, but it looks like his sister, that's not his sister, that's Stephanie Morgan, and she drops it. I don't know why I thought it was Angela Del Vecchio out there, but she drops the ball. Tony Del Vecchio is now going to head back to first, but it will go down as a single, keeps the inning alive for the Cat Ray DJs, and 2 more runs have scored for the Royals, so they now lead 7-3. So we've seen a couple of big innings here in the second inning. A big second inning for the Cat Ray DJs, a big second inning for the Beavers, and a big second inning for the Royals. A couple of 6 spots, and now 7 spots. As it looks like the Cat Ray DJs are going to have to settle for 7. I say settle for 7 a little facetiously. It's a very good inning from them. So they now lead 7-5. As we see the AI Cat Ray DJs are now up to bat, followed by the user Kids. As the Royals keep piling on, it's now 8-0, and that's going to be another single. Boy, AI Jason Kendall is just getting eaten alive out there. Hello, CRK. Welcome. I know this game doesn't mean anything for you. You've already clinched. But you've got a lot of fans in the chat, because if you are to beat the Goobers, that would give the Evil Rays, who just won their game today, a chance. With a Goobers loss and a Rays win, both teams would be forced into a tiebreaker situation. As this one is going to be picked up by AI Jason Kendall, and no double play. Ivan Rodriguez able to beat that out. So the Royals still alive. They've already scored 8 runs in the bottom of the second inning, and they're still going. Wines and Dice are still tied at 3. Halfway through that game now. It's in the top of the 4th. Again, if you're joining us late, I know that there are 2 games with fishes going on. That was my mistake. I didn't read Alex's instructions carefully enough. That was his Week 13 game. So that's his Week 13 game. Moose have already won. Moose have already clinched. Moose win 5-1. So the Moose are in. That's one more spot that we know is clinched. And now it's a 10-run inning. Absolutely. Thank you, HC3. A 10-run inning for the Royals. My goodness. From down 3 to up 7 in just 1/2 inning, as the Beavers are back up to bat in the top of the 3rd inning. They've still got a 7-4 lead. As the Kids, now 2 outs, bases empty. They're at risk of going down 1-2-3 in their home half. As Raul Mondesi strikes out for the Wine. So Wines and Dice are still tied at 3. Gnomes still lead the Fishes. Beavers are ahead 7-4 against the Teens. Cat Ray DJs lead 7-5. And the Royals, after putting up a 10 spot, finally striking out. The Royals lead 10-3. So not what the Goobers want to see. Their AI defense giving up a 10 spot as the Beavers are done in their 2nd inning. So we head into the top of the 3rd inning. And excuse me, it's 7-7. I completely missed the Teens putting up some runs in their half of the 2nd inning. So that game is tied, Beavers and Teens. Beavers needing to win and get a little bit of help to get into a tiebreaker situation. They are on the outside looking in at 6-7. As Pete Wheeler is now up to bat with a runner in scoring position. Granted, it's Ernie Steele. But the Wines still have both of their power-ups. Cat Ray DJs are now back up after the Kids go down in order 1-2-3 in their half of the 2nd inning. As, oh my goodness, Sophie Meyer making that one interesting. So it's still 7-5. Cat Ray DJs still lead that one. Fish and Gnomes are still locked in a tight, low-scoring affair. It's 3-2. Gnomes lead by 1. We're already almost into the 5th inning in that one. Goobers don't score anything in their half of the 2nd inning, so now they're on defense facing the AI Royals. Wines get a run. I completely missed that, but it looks like Pete Wheeler hit a triple, and Ernie Steele has come around to score. So they now lead 4-3 in that game. As looks like a slow-mo pitch, and swinging is Adam Van Doren, and scoring is Pete Wheeler. So the 2 speedy Wines have combined to get another run, so they now lead 5-3. As the Royals and Goobers now moves into the 3rd inning. As Ronnie Dobbs on his horse is going to get a triple for the Teens. So a runner on 3rd, nobody out. Holly Franklin up. Teens have a chance to go ahead here. That game is tied 7-7. Gnomes still leading by 1. Cheryl Reynolds, already with 1 home run today, is up to bat. As Angelo Del Vecchio hits this one to center field for the Wine, and that's going to be a ground rule double, phases through the fence. So the Wine's a 3 spot here in the top of the 4th, still with a chance for more as Marky DuBois, he does have a home run today, but with 2 runners on, they're going to elect to use one of their 2 power-ups. As there's another 3-run shot for the Cat Ray DJs. Sophie Meyer, their 3rd 3-run home run of the game, and they now have a lead of 10-5 over the Stoop Kids. What a development there. Cat Ray DJs leading by 5 as Ronnie Dobbs is in a little bit of a pickle and it's overthrown. So Ronnie Dobbs comes in to score. So it's now 8-7 Teens over the Beavers in the third inning. Gnomes get a run. So they now lead 4-2. That's now a 2-run lead for them. Marky DuBois, 2-home run game. Marky DuBois legacy game at Ekman Acres, not even at DuBois Diamond. So the Wines, big inning here for them. They've put up 6 now in the top of the fourth, and from a 3-3 tie, they've got a 6-run lead now. Gnomes, Parker Collum, already 2 home runs today. First pitch is not hittable. Jose Canseco, speaking of home runs, Jose Canseco already has a 3-run home run dumpster shot about 30 seconds into the stream. Parker Collum not getting any good pitches. That was a strike right at the bottom of the zone. It's going to go full 3-2 for Parker Collum, and another home run for the Teens. Zena Fromm, 3-run shot. It's 12-0 Teens. So they've gone ahead by a little bit more now against the Beavers as Parker Collum, 3-home run game. Oh, Chargeider's got to be loving that. The Iceman gives the Gnomes a little bit of breathing room here in the top of the 5th inning. It's now 7-2 Gnomes lead as Barbara Jones almost hits a home run for the Snow Cones. They're still 0-0. As the Goobers, with 2 runners on and 1 out, Betty Houston up to the plate, electing not to use a power-up. Going to go with line drive with 2 strikes, and it's a strike 3 looking on the bottom inside corner. Tough pitch from AI Ryan Vanderhook. The garbage man does deliver, although some people call him the Iceman. So the Wines put up a 6 spot. They now lead 9-3 in their win-and-in situation. Dice are at risk of having to play in a tiebreaker as the Teens are still batting in the bottom of the 3rd. As that is a pop fly from Carlos Beltran. And finally they are retired, but big inning there from the Teens. They now lead 12-7. Beavers with some work to do. They need to win to have a chance. If they lose, they are out. Teens, even if they lose, they're most likely going to be in a tiebreaker situation. But still, you would like to win and avoid that. As the Fish look like they're going to give up a double possibly to, yes, a double to the AI Gnomes. And the Goobers have scored 3 runs. I missed that while I was looking at the Beaver Teens game. So they've cut the lead here. They're now down 10-6 as Ivan Rodriguez not helping his coach out there. AI Ivan Rodriguez not able to catch that. And so the Beavers do not score. So we move into the bottom of the 3rd. We'll be in the 4th inning of that game. So halfway through, Teens lead 12-7. In the Stoops and Cat Ray DJ's game, the Stoop kids, who scored 6 in the 1st inning, have not scored anything since. So they're still down, and down by more after a Sophie Myers 3-run home run. So Royals and Goobers only threw 2 innings. They're just getting into the 3rd inning in that one. It's 10-6. Royals lead by 4. For all the Evil Rays fans in the chat, that's a very important one that you're watching. Probably not even looking at any of the other games. Dice are up to bat and unknowingly need to score a good amount of runs. They're down 9-3, although they have their lead runner on now. Fish, User Fish are coming up to bat. They're still down by a few runs, handful of runs, as this is a home run for the Beavers. 2-run shot, Mandy Coolidge. Almost dead center, but just a little bit left of the scoreboard. So there's a few runs back for the Beavers. That game is now 12-9. Kids get a run. Missed that in all of the action. So they've now got a +6, trying to claw their way back. As it's a drop from AI Pete Wheeler. Tanya Yoshida on her horse. She's going to get to third base for the Dice. So the Dice have something cooking here. First and third, one out. As Don Cozart gets a single there in the Royals Goobers game. As a double play. Oh no, a double play for the AI Cat Ray DJs. So Cat Ray DJs already ahead 10-6. They get some help from their user defense, or excuse me, their AI defense. Jerry Mahoney helping his coach out in what would be an upset, but I wouldn't say a crazy upset. Nate Tastic, certainly a capable coach in his own right. As the Beavers are still keeping it alive here. A little two-out rally. They've got a chance to tie the game, unknowingly tie the game. Joanne May back up to the plate with 2 runners on, 2 outs. She was able to hit a double using grounder last time. And going back to that same formula, hey, it worked the first time. Why not do it again with 2 strikes, swinging for grounder, and that is just barely foul. Oh, it almost worked again. And yeah, Jerry playing very inspired after almost getting traded away, as Joanne May is able to again, with a grounder swing, get on base. Not able to get an RBI this time, as the Dice are able to score 2 there. So they've cut into the lead. It's now 9-5. Dice still down by 4. But that's a good response after they just saw their team give up 6 runs. So Olga Tollefson now up for the Beavers, monitoring that one. Bases loaded situation, 2 outs. Hit and run was on. It didn't work, so they'll have to stay where they are. As the Fish are going to hit an AI home run. Oh, my goodness. AI home run for the Fish. A little shot from Jocinda Smith down the line. So the Gnomes from +7 to +5. Oh, that's a big development there for the Fishes. They've got to score some runs on their end, but getting a little bit of help from their AI. We've seen the AI doing a couple coaches some favors here, as the Beavers are going to score 2. So that's now a 1-run game, a +12 to a +11. Really high-scoring game in that Beavers-Teens matchup. Beavers needing to win, as Maya Woodruff is sliding in safe to third base. So the Dice are still going. They've still got both their power-ups as well. As the Royals look like they're going to get 1 more. Yes, so they're now at a +11. As Linda Potter for the Dice is caught in a little bit of a pickle and is going to get back, as Angela Vecchio is going to elect to throw to third base. And the Gnomes are able to get 1 back. I missed what happened, but I'm assuming it's a solo home run. As Pokey Reese is able to get on, bobbled and then dropped from the AI Fish's defense there. Beavers are still batting with 2 outs. A little 2-out rally here, and right as I say that, Caster's Curse, inning is over. But a really close, high-scoring game there, halfway through, only into the top of the 4th inning, as ignore that home run for the Moose. But a home run for the Dice. Oh, my goodness. And we've got a tie game. Dice and Wine are now tied at 9-9. Oh, my goodness. So, yes, absolutely. Both the Wine and the Dice put up a 6 spot in the 4th inning. So a 9-9 game in the bottom middle of your screen there. Wines and Dice. Royals are continuing to pour it on. They've now scored 12. That game is only in the bottom of the 3rd. The Gnomes and Fishes are into the top of the 6th. Gnomes have added a few more runs now. It's 9-2. They still have both of their power-ups as well. Boy, Chargeider loves holding on to those power-ups. We've seen him end games with power-ups unused. As the Beavers, I missed it. Somehow the Beavers AI was able to get a run back. So now that game is tied +11, and the Beavers would have the tiebreaker on runs allowed. So, man, we've seen the AI really helping out their coaches here in the last 5 or 10 minutes. As another run is scored for the Gnomes on that undergrounder. So they now have a +8. They look to be in the 6th inning. They've got a pretty big cushion here Gnomes look like they're going to secure their place in the playoffs with a win, unless the Fishes on the user side do something really crazy. As we see the Cat Ray DJs, Jerry Mahoney hit one, and he's going to go to second base. Might be a double for user Jerry Mahoney, as Sheila Basanti is out for the Gnomes in the top left. And there's an AI stolen base for the Beavers. Perry Marks still up to bat, as the Royals now lead 13-0. Am I foreshadowing? I'm not foreshadowing. I'm just making some assumptions here. The Gnomes are currently up 8-2 in the 6th inning, so not necessarily giving anything away, but that is a pretty good cushion to have. Certainly a 6-run lead in the 6th inning, as the AI Gnomes are up to bat, and then we'll see the user Fish followed by the AI Fish. So the Goobers are back up to bat in the bottom of the 3rd. They're down 6-12. They're going to need to really put together some offense there. But we've already seen multiple teams put together 6 spots here so far tonight. So certainly capable of it. As it looks like not a double play in the Kids Cat Ray DJs game. Boy, the Kids still stuck at 7. After a 6 spot of their own in the 1st inning, bats have gone cold. As we're into the 4th inning of Wines and Dice, bottom of the 4th, the AI dice are up. As it looks like we're about to hit the halfway point in Goobers Royals. One more strike from Betty Houston, and we'll officially be halfway in that game. So Royals and Goobers and Teens and Beavers moving at a snail's pace. A lot of runs being scored in those. So a lot of baseball left in those 2 games. Meanwhile, Gnomes and Fishes are getting close to finishing up. Hello, Moltrick. Welcome. I know you're not in the 0-1 league, but welcome. As it looks like Cal Ripken Jr. is not going to be able to get the AI Gnomes out. And that's the last thing that the Seattle Fish need, is they don't want to give up a AI run to the Gnomes. As Scary Gary Allen, Swimmers game is not on. Swimmers 2003 league win and in game is immediately following the conclusion of this mega cast. I'd say probably about 30 more minutes, 40 more minutes, probably until the Swimmers game is live. That should be a super exciting game. Very high leverage, essentially a playoff game. Loser is out, winner is in. Definitely looking forward to that one. As we are into the bottom of the 6th, Fishes needing to put together a big rally here. Unknowingly, they are down a lot of runs. They're going to need to score a good handful. They do still have an undergrounder, as the Teens have now given up 2 runs to the AI Beavers. So they're now down, but Dante Robinson with an undergrounder, ground rule double. So they get a run back. So they're back to a +11, but they've given up 2 runs. 8 more. Chargatter, I don't think you can unfollow if you're also a Prime subscriber. I don't think that's how that works, buddy. As we're into the bottom of the 4th in the Cat Ray DJs game, Cat Ray DJs still hanging on. They have a +10 to a +6. They're looking for the upset there in the bottom right, as the Royals and Goobers are now into the top of the 4th inning. Royals and Goobers officially halfway through. Royals with a big lead. 10-9, not 10-7. The Kids were able to get a couple of runs last inning. Thank you. So it's a run game. So we have a tie game in the Dice and the Wines at 9-9, and then we have a one-run game. Wow, that's a hard sentence to say. A one-run game in Cat Ray DJs and Kids. So the bottom right of this stream is really, really getting going here. As Cal Ripken Jr. for the Seattle Fishes is able to get one back. So there's one run for the Fishes. They're going to need a few more, though. Moose and Snowcone's game is almost over. The Snowcones are currently losing to the AI Moose 2-0. As I mentioned, the Moose have already won that game with a +5. My apologies to Alex again. So Beavers are still sitting at a +11. Teens are at a +11, but they've given up 2 runs to the AI Beavers. So Beavers are winning on runs allowed currently. As the Royals are going to be able to make that catch. Boy, a little bit of a heart-stopping moment there. And so Wines and Dice moving into the later half of the game here. We're into the 5th inning. Still tied 9-9. Beavers and Teens are also into the 5th inning. Cat Ray DJs and Kids are almost into the 5th inning. Now they are. So we're into the top of the 5th. Cat Ray DJs are back up. So we got a 1-run game, Cat Ray DJs Kids, a tie game, Wines and Dice, and technically a tie game in Beavers and Teens, but Teens have given up 2 runs. So they're currently losing on runs allowed tiebreaker. Fishes are down to their final out. They've got a undergrounder with Jocinda Smith to keep their hopes alive. Royals are still up big. As there's a home run from Perry Marks, 2-run shot. So the Beavers, with a little bit of a cushion now, they've got a plus. They lead by 2, and they have the runs allowed tiebreaker. So Beavers, in a must-win game, they've now gone ahead as the Fishes, they have scored 1, and coming in, Jocinda Smith, and she is going to have an inside-the-park home run. So they are scoring some runs here in the bottom of the 6th. They finally scored 5, so they've got a new pitcher in, Paulina Sanchez. They still need to get a few more, and they're still down to their final out with Vic Souffle up. But they're showing a little bit of life here as that is a catch from the AI Pete Wheeler. Able to get back in time is Kimmy Ekman. Sophie Meyer up for the Cat Ray DJs already has 1 home run today. Juan Gonzalez for the Beavers moves into 3rd. So they've got 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Big inning brewing here for the Beavers. Already 2 runs in, now 2 runners on, still nobody out. As Vic Souffle pops it up, and that is going to do it for the Fishes. They finish with a +5. We still have to watch the AI Fishes bat in the bottom of the 6th of the Grand Tree Gnomes game. But the AI Seattle Fishes are going to have to help their coach out. As Joanne May already has 2 ground ball hits today. No home runs for Joanne May, but 2 ground ball hits. And there she is again, 2 strikes, pushing a grounder. Gnomes and Fishes are into the final frame. Final half inning, bottom of the 6th. AI Fishes need to score 3 runs for their coach. That's not going to do it, though. That's a out on the first batter as Joanne May again with another ground ball single. 3 ground ball singles for Joanne May in 1 game. Never thought I'd see the day, but... And now she steals the base as the AI elects to throw to 3rd. As Olga Tollefson is going to make it on bases loaded now for the Beavers as the Grand Tree Gnomes and the Seattle Fishes game is over. The Grand Tree Gnomes have won 8-5. They have secured their spot in the playoffs. A hard-fought game by both coaches. The Fishes put up a good fight there in the 6th inning, but it just wasn't enough. So the Grand Tree Gnomes in their first season in the 2001 league have made it to the playoffs, the reigning 2002 league champions. So we're down to 5 games, essentially 4 though, as I already mentioned. Moose and not the Fishes, but the Snow Cones game, is already final. Moose have won that one. So the Moose have also secured their spot. So with the Moose winning and the Grand Tree Gnomes winning, both of those teams have secured their spot in the playoffs. The Beavers need to win. That would force a tiebreaker between the Beavers, the Teens, the Condiment Crew, and the Boreals. And that would be a four-way tie as those four coaches I would have to double check. I think you're good, Charguider. I think with your win, I think you've clinched. I don't think the other games matter. But I could be wrong. Crazy can absolutely correct me. As the Beavers are still going here, bases loaded for Perry Marks. They're now at a plus 17. Huge inning here from the Beavers in their must-win game. They're really turning it on. As we're into the 6th inning of Wines and Dice, final inning of that one. And we're into the 5th inning, bases loaded. Jerry Mahoney is going with a undergrounder. He's going to get the swing off. That's going to score 1, maybe 2. We'll see if it's a ground rule double or if it stays in. It stays in the park. As another run scores for the Beavers. They're at a plus 18 now. Big development there for the Beavers. They've stretched their lead. And I was correct. Charguider does clinch with a win. Goobers and Royals are into the 5th inning. Goobers still down 7 runs. Wines still at a plus 9. Still with a screaming line drive. As the Cat Ray DJs score 3, a bases clearing Jerry Mahoney undergrounder double. So they've now stretched their lead at plus 13 to plus 9 in the 5th inning. Kids will still get 2 more chances to bat on the user side, but it's a 4-run lead with a runs allowed tiebreaker, so essentially a 5-run lead for the Cat Ray DJs. As the Beavers finally get out, but the Teens come up to bat. They're sitting at plus 11, and they're looking at a plus 18, and they've given up 2 runs to the AI Beavers themselves. As Raul Mondesi is going to line this one, and it's dropped. Oh, no, the AI defense almost out of it for the Dice. Big drop there, and with 2 on and a nerfed Billie Jean Blackwood up at the plate, screaming line drive is going to be used. Not going to swing at that one. It was a strike, but just barely. A good sit. As the Kids are now back up to bat in their half of the 5th inning. And screaming line drive is away, and it's going to get all the way to the fence. On his horse is Ernie Steele. Juan Gonzalez having to wait at second base. Ernie Steele slowly making his way home, and is going to come in to score. So the Wines now go ahead 10-9 in the final frame, top of the 6th inning. Dice still have to bat. User Dice still to bat in the top of the 6th, as that is a foul ball home run for Zena Fromm, who's already got 2 home runs today. Teens needing to score a lot of runs. As the Goobers are putting together a little bit of a rally themselves, they've got runners on first and second. Jason Kendall up at the plate. He lines this one, and it's going to be an out at third base. Francesco Whitaker not able to beat the throw out. Pete Wheeler now striking out, so 10-9. Wines are ahead by 1. Although I believe in the first inning there may have been a penalty for cheese, so we may still be looking at a 9-9 tie. I think I forgot to call that out, but I believe there was some cheese in the first inning, so it's still 9-9. I'm not sure. If you tie again, if you finish the season with 2 ties, I'm not sure. Is 6-6-2 good enough? That's a great question. I would think yes, because you would have only 6 losses instead of 7. So I think you would be ahead of teams that are 7-7. Although they have 1 more win. Wow, that's a great question. I'm not sure. I'd love to see it happen. Would love to see it happen. I'm all for the chaos. It's all about the chaos. Goobers are putting together a little bit of a rally here. They're now at a +9, and right as I say that, they fly out to center field. So they've closed the gap. They're down by 4. That one's into the 5th inning. The Kids still up to the plate here. Looks like they're going to get runners to first and second base as Pete Wheeler is going to score. Oh, my goodness. AI Pete Wheeler. And we may not have to worry about a tie here as the Dice have given up a run to the AI Wines. And so if there is a penalty for Cheese and it is 9-9, it is now 9-8. So the Dice are down by 1 and they've given up a run. So they would lose on runs allowed tiebreaker. Wow, AI Pete Wheeler being willed on by his coach, HC3. Reigning Humongous League BBOL coach, HC3, by the way. As the Cat Ray DJs are now into the bottom of the 5th, so the Kids not able to score in their home half of the 5th inning. So it's going to come down to the final frame, and Cat Ray DJs and Kids. Cat Ray DJs are up by 4. Both teams still have to bat one more time. As we're into the final frame of Beavers and Teens as well. As you see, the Snow Cones have finally come back to take the lead against the AI Moose. But as I mentioned, they're going to finish at a +1. Moose finished at a +5, so that game is already final. And that is correct. HC3 did win, is the reigning 2001 rBBL champion as well. As there's another Mandy Coolidge home run, a solo shot for Mandy Coolidge. So the Beavers, after watching their team give up a couple of runs, come back and get one back themselves. So it's into the bottom of the 6th. User Dice are up at the plate. They need to score at least 2 runs if they want to have a chance. Unknowingly, down by 2. Pamela Kirkos is going to line this one. Will they get the out at second base? No, Linda Potter, big slide. And now she's going to attempt to go to third. Billie Jean Blackwood is not going to be able to get it to her counterpart, Marky DuBois. So runners on first and third for the Dice, and Leah Wayne on deck. Oh, HC3 called it. Leah Wayne with one swing of the bat unknowingly could walk it off. As Pamela Kirkos is going to attempt to steal, and the AI is going to try to throw her out. She's going to go back to first base. We're going to watch that one very carefully. The 1-1 pitch to Leah Wayne, a little bit too inside, so not really a good pitch to hit yet for Leah Wayne. A home run could win it for her coach. A swing, and it's a ground ball. They're going to throw home, and oh my goodness. To avoid a Cheese penalty, the Dice have to run into the out. And so, oh, and right here, this could be the game. It is! Oh my goodness. So unless, now it's not over yet. The AI Wines can still give up a run to, the user Wine can still give up a run to the AI Dice as we see another 3-run home run, this time for Joanne May. Finally, not swinging grounder. Joanne May gets her home run. Beavers are blowing this one open. They're at a +22 in the 6th inning. Also in the 6th inning is Goobers and Royals. Goobers are still down by 4 with Jose Canseco a triple away from the cycle. Do your AI Dice score 4 here? Let's find out. It's a good swing from Timmy Younger, but Raul is going to drop the ball. Oh, there's something. There is something for the AI Dice. They've got a runner on what could be the tying run as AI Pamela Kirkos swings, caught by Marky DuBois. Able to get back is AI Timmy Younger. And so the Dice down to their final out. And the Wines are 1 out away from a win that would clinch their spot in the playoffs at 7-6-1. As the Goobers are also down to their final out. And Joanne May, you've proven it. Joanne May apparently is a singles hitter. I know she just hit a 3-run shot, but multiple ground ball home runs. And that is it. That is a final. The Wines hang on for a 1-run win. The Wines have also clinched their spot in the playoffs. So we'll be seeing the reigning 2001 league champion back in the playoffs. Not the regular season maybe they were hoping for, but regular season doesn't matter anymore. They're in the playoffs, and that's all that matters. As it looks like the Goobers are done. The Goobers will finish with, at best, a +9. Royals are currently at a +13. So it looks like the Goobers, unless something crazy happens with the AI here in the final frame, Royals will win, Goobers will lose. That's a big development if you're an Evil Rays fan. Following the Evil Rays win this afternoon. And yes, a mega stream. Welcome, Jibbo. Welcome. It is the Week 14 mega stream. 6 games all at once. 2 games are already final. The Moose game in the top middle is also a final. I put the wrong video in there. That's my fault. Moose have already clinched. They've won 5-1. So the Moose have clinched. The Gnomes have clinched. And the Fine Wines have clinched. The Dice fall to 7-7. And they'll most likely be in a tiebreaker. At worst, they would be in a tiebreaker. They cannot be eliminated. But they're going to have to play their way into the playoffs following that loss to the Fine Wines. And LW, absolutely correct. Boy, HC3 can do a better job commentating than I can. Really on top of it. LW does need to score a couple of runs. As Scary Gary Allen is going to get a double there, so that's something. As we're into the bottom of the 6th in the Royals and Goobers game. Royals look like they're going to hang on and win. So the Royals are going to win that one. Beavers are now at a +25. Oh my goodness. And with Jack Joseph up, we'll see if they could push that to even further. But it looks like the Beavers are going to come out and, come away with the win in that one. And it is a 5-way if the kids win. If the kids win, it would be a 5-way tie, which is maximum chaos. But they need some help. They're down 4 runs currently. But we'll call it 5 because they've given up a run, so they would lose on runs allowed tiebreaker. And that's an overthrow. And the Goobers are going down. Down with the Goobers. And so now Gretchen Hasselhoff with 2 outs. Unknowingly, this is the last chance here for the kids. They need to score 5 runs with 2 outs. Two strikes now. Down to their final strike are the kids. Gretchen Hasselhoff swings, and it's a foul ball. As the Moose and the Cones game is now officially final. About to be final once Todd Helton comes in and throws a fireball on Pablo Sanchez. I'm sure we can all hear the soundboard fireball from Crazy Eights in our heads. So Moose wins 7-1. They've also clinched their spot in the playoffs. Welcome back, Wilf. Hey, you don't have to sit through an ad if you subscribe with Prime. Free to subscribe if you have Amazon Prime. #ad. And with bases loaded, this is a drive to right field, but right at the AI fielder. So the kids finish with a +9. So it's not over yet, technically. AI kids could still put up some offense, but you're asking a lot watching your AI try to put up 4 runs, excuse me. So Cat Ray DJ's 3 outs away from a big win against a very tough kids team. So it looks like Cat Ray DJs are going to hold on and win. It looks like the Goobers are going to fall to the Royals. And it looks like the Beavers are going to hang on. They're at a plus 25. And the Teens have now given up 5 runs to the AI Beavers. So they're down to a plus 8. They've still got one more chance, but they'd have to double their score and more here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And that's not the start they want. That is 1 pitch, 1 swing, and 1 out. So we're coming down to the end of it here in this mega stream. 3 games are final, 3 games left, about to have a 4th game final. And our 2 games that are not final are essentially done. So don't worry, once all of the games are officially final, we'll have on the screen the final standings, pending one result. There is one result that can still change the playoff picture, and that is the Midnight Mats, who, of course, are not playing until midnight PST tonight. So that'll be a really interesting game to watch if you'll be awake. Midnight on a Sunday night, midnight PST on a Sunday night, as there's something for the Teens, a 2-out, 3-run homer for Zena Fromm, her 3rd home run of the game, I believe, if I remember correctly. So not done yet are the Teens, but still need a lot of help, as the Royals are 1 out away from winning their game. There's another hit for the Teens. This would be a crazy 2-out rally for the Teens if they were able to come back and pull this one off, as there's another run for the Royals. Not that it matters, but they've added another run, so they're sitting at a plus 14. As the Teens and the Beavers, that score will be final unless the AI Teens go absolutely bananas and score a bunch of runs. Beavers are going to win their game in a must-win situation. Ice in their veins. They put up a plus 25 when it matters the most. So with a Beavers win, a Moose win, and a Gnomes win, I believe we will have a 4-way in both, as Cat Ray DJ's final is in. It is a 13-9 win for the Cat Ray DJs, as 2 more runs score for the Royals. Salt on the wound there in that one. So Gnomes win, Moose win, Beavers most likely will win, the Wines win, the Cat Ray DJs win, and the Royals are going to win. So I believe we'll get confirmation here in a second. We're going to flash the final standings on the screen once all 6 games are final. But I believe we're going to have a 4-way tie in both leagues. As the Royals are still adding more runs. Of course, they didn't know this in the moment. They were playing to win. And so with bases loaded in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs, you're going to try to get all the runs that you can, but they've already secured their win. And did Crazy really say that? Did Crazy say Nate Tastic was one of the worst 2 coaches in the 01 league? Wow. Well, certainly showed him, because the Cat Ray DJs are going to be a playoff team now. And I'm glad they are, because it's probably my favorite logo, biased, but my favorite logo in the league. As finally, the Beavers and Teens game has concluded. The Beavers in a must-win situation. They put up a plus 25 to force some tiebreakers. They're not into the playoffs yet officially. They'll have to play in some tiebreakers, but they do everything and more that they needed to do. They put up a plus 25. And so once the Royals decide to stop scoring with 2 outs and bases loaded, we'll be able to see the final standings. And yes, Moltrick, and yes, Wilf, we are very, very close to the swimmers versus gamblers. Win and in. Loser is out. Winner is in. So as much fun as this mega stream has been, there's even more fun to be had once all of our games are final. Yeah, stop spamming caps. You tell him, Nightbot. As a walk in the Royals and Goobers game, the Royals have scored, I believe that's now 5 runs with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. And he is just, at this point, CRK is just doing it for the love of the game. As we see a ban in the chat. Disky 2100, get out of here. Go take a timeout. Mod abuse? Question mark? Maybe a little bit of mod abuse. I wouldn't call it abuse though. Gotta teach the kids correct decorum. And why did you say that? Sarah Maxwell is finally off of the mound. Yeah, pin that message from Moltrick. Let's get that apology. Everyone's going to see it. As full count, bases loaded, 2 outs, Don Cozart, the Royals playing for the love of the game. And they might get another run, if not more here. But no, finally the AI Goobers are able to end this one. So Royals put up a plus 18. Goobers will fall. They're going to put up a plus 9 at best. So if we put all of these results in, we'll show it on the screen in a second. But if we put all of the results in, I can do that right now, real quick. And then we'll know for sure our playoff results. Pending one game. One game still remains that could affect the playoffs. Midnight Mats still have to play. Still several hours away from tip-off. But with all of these results final in the American League, the Grand Tree Gnomes and the Mid-County Moose have clinched. They both finish 8-6. Mid-County Moose are ahead of them on tiebreakers. So Mid-County Moose and Grand Tree Gnomes will meet in the first round. Mid-County Moose will be the home team in that series. Which, if you're the Moose, that is amazing news because you don't want to have to play 2 games, possibly 2 games at Casa. And then the Sneaky Beavers, the Aqua Teens, the Condiment Crew, and the Aurora Boreals all finish 7-7. No team has a better outright record, so we have a 4-way tie in the American League wild card. We will have to go to tiebreakers to sort that one out, but a 4-way tie in the American League wild card standings. Big wins from the Beavers and the Boreals. Both teams came in at 6-7, had to win and needed some help, and they did everything and more. And so finally, our final game, Goofy Goobers and Stubborn Royals are done. And here we are, the final. Well, I can't say final because, again, the Midnight Mats can still force another tie. And oh my goodness, I forgot to put Sneaky Beavers as a win. That's not the correct. Hold on. Where is it? That's not the correct. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Here we go. Here we go. This is what it should look like. I don't know why it was out of order. Whoa, go back. That was too quick. That's not right. Where'd it go? Where is it? Here it is. Okay. Yeah, my transitions got all messed up. This is why I was late. I don't know what happened. But here are your final standings. Midnight Mats, if they are able to win, granted they play Visery, that's going to be a tough one to win. But if the Midnight Mats win, we would have a 5-way tie, but we currently have a 4-way tie. Mid-County Moose also finish above the Grand Tree Gnome, so they will be the home team. The Reds have to wait to see who they will play. And in the National League, we have another 4-way tie. The Wildcat Ray DJs do finish as the 3 seed. Florida Marlins and Fine Wines both won. So with only 6 losses, they finish ahead of the Evil Rays, the Sin City Dice, the Goofy Goobers, and the Chucky Cheesers. So a 4-way tie between the Rays, the Dice, the Goobers, and the Cheesers. The Cheesers and the Rays needing to win in their final week, and they did. I'm not putting any evil. I'm all for the chaos. I love the chaos. It's at least a 4-way in both and possibly a 5-way if the Midnight Mats pull off the upset on the Retrievers. That game's still yet to be decided. But we're going to take a very, very, very short break. We'll be back in 90 seconds. Don't go anywhere because we have a win and in game Backyard Baseball 2003 offline league. Gamblers and swimmers. Loser is going home. Winner is going to the playoffs. Go to the bathroom, grab a snack, take a quick refreshment break, and we'll be right back on the Backyard Sports Center. And welcome back. I hope you were able to go and use the bathroom, get a new refreshment, adult or otherwise. Thank you. I appreciate that. I did put a lot of work into the graphics, and I still messed it up there in the beginning. But for those of you in the chat, like Moltrick and Wolf, this is the moment you've been waiting for. A win and in between the Steel Stadium Swimmers and the Las Vegas Gamblers. We've got a really, really big matchup here in the 2003 league. The Gamblers, who unfortunately were not able to win their matchup against the Marlins in the 2001 league, still have a chance to make the playoffs in the 2003 league if they are able to pull this off. It is Will F. the God 1 versus Shrewsbury, and we're jumping right into the action here. Swimmers versus Gamblers on the Backyard Sports Center. And Dice are cheering for the hometown Gamblers. Absolutely. Gamblers and Dice, one and the same. Thank you. I appreciate the compliments on the graphics. I did have multiple technical difficulties with the mega stream. There was supposed to be background music. There was not. There's background music for like 10 minutes. And then for some reason, the background music was not playing during that mega stream. And then somehow the order of my videos for current standings, there's supposed to be a current standings shown before the mega stream and then a current standings after the mega stream. Somehow that got messed up. That's about 7 hours of my life I'm never going to get back. As Crazy Eights, our very own Crazy Eights, is able to get on base for the Swimmers. As this one gets underway, I'll give you a quick rundown of both of these teams facing off here at Dirt Yards. And right as I say that, John Dowd doing what John Dowd does. Another home run for the home run machine. If it's in the zone, it's an automatic home run almost. And that's an early 2-0 lead for the Swimmers. So as I was saying, give you a quick rundown of both of these teams. You've already seen John Dowd and Crazy Eights for Will F. the Gods 1. Steel Stadium Swimmers. They also have Brett Olson, Karen Schur, Terry Vega, Fabian Callahan, Hillary Vargas, Mr. Clanky, and Tracy Hoban. So a lot of power. You can tell why they play at Steel Stadium. And then on the opposite end, at home here at Dirt Yards, the Las Vegas Gamblers, they have Alex Rodriguez, both of the Hasselhoffs, Gretchen and Jay Hasselhoff, Petra Chekhov, Barbara, the Chipper Jones clone, Jose Canseco, not Jose Meisenheimer, Jose Canseco, Frank Thomas, and Butch Sherrod, as well as Ezra Travolta. Although I say that, and that's actually wrong. I don't know whose roster I was just looking at. Whose roster was I just looking at? Go to 03. That's not the right roster. Oh, I was looking at the wrong roster. My fault. So, excuse me. For the Gamblers, as Fabian Callahan comes up with runners on first and third. So John Dowd already has a home run. Can Fabian Callahan match her counterpart in the top of the first? And it was a good outside pitch, but it's going to be a ground ball. Clanky is going to get to second. Will they get Fabian at first? They will. So moves Clanky up in the scoring position, but it's an out for Fabian Callahan. The Gamblers, correct lineup is Ichiro Suzuki, Pokey Reese, Jordan Thurner, Dante Robinson, Juan Gonzalez, Isabella Morelli, Kenny Kawaguchi, Dante Robinson, and Laura Nunez. That is the correct lineup for the Gamblers. As Hillary Vargas now down to her final strike, 1 ball, 2 strikes for the shortstop of the Swimmers. They've already got 2 runs so far on the John Dowd home run. That is a foul ball. I'm not really sure why you're attempting to backseat, as this is a recording. But, hey, you know, anything to will on the Swimmers, I guess. As the count is going to go full. Hillary Vargas now 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position. Dante Robinson sets and fires. And this one is, that's a good pitch to hit on the outside. But that one ends up going foul. So we'll get another 3-2 pitch. Dante Robinson winds and fires again. A fastball on the outside edge. Will that get by the right fielder? No. Did not take a very friendly hop. And while it was a good swing, it surprisingly did not really take that much of a crazy bounce for how much power and velocity that ball had. So the Swimmers get 2 on the John Dowd home run. So now we'll see the AI Swimmers up to bat as John Dowd leads things off for the AI, and doing it for Will F. the God on both sides, on the user side and the AI side. That is an AI John Dowd home run. And William, you've already seen what happens when you spam caps in the chat, so be careful. So with one out and one in now, the gamblers are facing AI Hillary Vargas with Kenny Kawaguchi, Captain Munch's favorite pitcher, up on the mound, and that's going to get by Dante Robinson in center field. So 2 hits given up in the first inning by Kenny Kawaguchi to the AI Swimmers. Not a lot of water here at Dirt Yards, but the Swimmers are swimming early as the AI Swimmers are finally retired. And so we head into the bottom of the first. We'll see the user gamblers followed by the AI gamblers, led off by Ichiro Suzuki. A Backyard Baseball 2003 favorite, but was also available in Backyard Baseball 2001 due to some incredible modding capabilities of our community members, as that's going to be an infield single for Ichiro Suzuki. Speaking of, let me update the game to Backyard Baseball 2003, because we are not playing Backyard Baseball 2001 anymore. So with Ichiro on first base, Pokey Reese comes up to the plate and hits a swinging bunt. This might be good enough, as AI Mr. Clanky is not able to field that one cleanly. So 2 on, nobody out for Juan Gonzalez. Gamblers trying to answer. They're down currently by 3 runs. As this is a ground ball right back to Clanky, but he has trouble with it, and not in time. Wow, Pokey Reese, good slide. Oh, it was dropped. It was dropped by Fabian Callahan, and Ichiro Suzuki comes in to score. So the gamblers are back to a +0, so +2 to +0 now. And still with 2 runners on and nobody out, Isabella Morelli now up to the plate. She's certainly got enough power to get it over the left field fence. Wall? Fence? I think it's a wall. I wouldn't call it a fence. A barrier? Left field barrier. As that one is fouled straight back. As there's that was a good pitch on the outside edge, but fouled back again from Isabella Morelli. So she's now down in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Switching to grounder. And then strike 3 looking on the outside edge. Oh, AI Clanky. Tough to go against. So now with 1 out, still 2 runners on, Dante Robinson comes up to the plate. And another foul ball. Swimmers already put up 2 in their home half of the first inning. Dante Robinson with a swinging bunt that should be good enough. The throw does go to third, but Pokey Reese is in plenty of time. So his bases loaded now for the gamblers, and they're not going to take any chances. They're going to use a power-up early here. Probably a good move with Jordan Thorner up at the plate, and first pitch swinging, gets it off. Will it be a ground rule double, or will it stay in? It's going to stay in. It's going to be off of the wall. 1 run is in. Here comes Juan Gonzalez. He's going to score. Jordan Thorner gets the second. Dante Robinson is attempting to go home, and he's going to get there. A bases clearing undergrounder from Jordan Thorner. And so the gamblers, they've put up 4 now in their home half, and they're up by 1, +3 to +2, as Kenny Kawaguchi swings and fouls that one away. And that's got to be some of that Gen Z humor that I just don't understand. To repeatedly tell the batter to bunt, even though it's banned. That's some Gen Z humor that I just don't understand, I guess. As Ricky Johnson comes up to the plate after Kenny Kawaguchi hits a swinging bunt, if that satisfies you. So still 2 on and still only 1 out. Ricky Johnson going to take that one a little bit too inside. Canadian humor, Gen Z humor. It's not funny. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just kidding. That's another foul ball. I would say making Mr. Clanky work, but he's a robot, so can't really get him all that tired. As this is a ground ball. Is it going to stay fair? No, it's going to go foul, just barely. So down to their final strike here is Ricky Johnson, but he's able to get a hold of that one and foul it again. And that's right, yeah, Clanky does not work. It is more of a just a clank. As here's a ground ball. Going to be tough for the AI. Jordan Thorner, is into third base safely. And so Jordan Thorner, Kenny Kawaguchi, and Ricky Johnson using dirt yards to their advantage. Bases now loaded, and using their second power-up already is Laura Nunez. First pitch again swinging, gets it off. That's going to go all the way to the fence. Jordan Thorner comes in to score. Kenny Kawaguchi is rounding. He's going to come in to score. Laura Nunez is going to get into second base standing up. Ricky Johnson's now coming home. Will both power-ups be bases loaded clearing doubles? They will! That is the perfect use of both power-ups. So an undergrounder, that's a bases clearing double. And then a screaming line drive, that's a bases clearing double. And the Gamblers have put up 7 in the bottom of the first. So after giving up an AI home run to John Dowd, they've come back. They now have a +6. And the Swimmers, they finished their half of the first inning with a +2. So Swimmers down 4 early here. But Gamblers are already out of power-ups, as Ichiro Suzuki hits another infield single. Boy, the Gamblers really know how to use their home field here. Just abusing the AI on the infield. As Mr. Clanky comes out of the game, moving to third base. And Crazy Eights, our very own commissioner, comes in to pitch. We'll see what the commissioner does on the mound. So Gamblers ahead, +6 to +2. Still threatening with only 1 out. This is going to take a dirt yards bounce. Ichiro is going to get in safely. And once again, for the 3rd time already this inning, it's bases loaded. Juan Gonzalez coming up to bat for the 2nd time. Still only 1 out. What a start if you're the Gamblers. As here's a slow-mo pitch from AI Crazy Eights. And they're really good at swimmers. But as I mentioned, not a lot of water here at Dirt Yards, so they're definitely struggling. You could say they're almost like fish out of water. I'm not proud of that one, but I couldn't leave it. As it looks like finally there's an out and a double play. Oh, okay. Well, there's something for the AI Swimmers, a double play with bases loaded on Juan Gonzalez. And so we'll see the AI Gamblers bat here in the bottom of the first. We'll see if they can help their coach out a little bit. John Dowd already helped his coach out with an AI home run in the top of the first. We'll see if AI Gamblers can do that. But no, Ichiro Suzuki almost beat that out. And unlike our mega stream, the defenses are sped up. This is 2x speed for the defenses. Wasn't going to speed through the defenses when there were 6 games going at once. But when there's only 1 game now, going to help ourselves out and speed up the defense as Mr. Clanky knocks it down, gets him out. And so the Gamblers AI does not score. And so we head to the 2nd inning. So through 1, Gamblers are leading +6 to a +2. User Swimmers are back up. Tracy Hoban homer. This is not Backyard Baseball 2026. If this was the new Backyard Baseball game, I would believe you, because pretty much anyone could hit a home run in the new Backyard Baseball. But in Backyard Baseball 2003, Tracy Hoban, we've seen crazier things. We have seen a Kurt Schilling inside the park home run. We've seen a Kurt Schilling true home run over the fence at Big City Stadium. But that's not a home run. That is a ground out. And that brings up Terry Vega for the first time today. And oh, that was a good pitch to hit. But it's fouled back. Unlucky for Terry Vega. That's a home run 9 times out of 10 for the big bat of Terry Vega. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that's another good ball, but it's grounded. We'll see if Terry Vega can beat it out. He cannot. So 2 quick outs here for the user Swimmers. And so after that John Dowd home run, 2 batters in, they have been silenced. And we're back to the top of the lineup in Brett Olson. We'll see if the speedy Brett Olson can take advantage of dirt yards, but that's a swing and a miss on a good pitch from AI Dante Robinson. So already 0-2 for Brett. And will that catch the corner? No. A little bit too inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Foul ball. Brett Olson still alive. 2 outs, bases empty. Here's another 1-2, and that is strike 3 looking. So Swimmers not able to do anything in the home half of the second inning. They'll stay at a +2 as the AI Swimmers come up to bat. John Dowd already has a solo shot, as that is just barely foul for AI Karen Schur. And there's another strikeout for Kenny Kawaguchi. As there's a high fly ball from Terry Vega, and Laura Nunez looking the wrong way. Good catch out there in right field. So 2 quick outs for Kenny Kawaguchi and the Gamblers. Tracy Hoban now comes up to the plate for the first time today for the AI Swimmers. And she's got 3 balls and not going to get walked. Here's another fly ball to Laura Nunez, this time not able to catch it. Looked like she was lined up slightly to the left. And so the inning is extended. And AI Brett Olson, well, there's your bunt, Moltrick. AI Brett Olson tried to bunt but missed it. And so Kenny Kawaguchi, strike 3 swinging, gets out of it. And so now the user Gamblers come up. They're already up +6 to +2. Let's see if they can add on after the Swimmers were not able to score in their user side of the second inning. Isabella Morelli, 1 strikeout today. And will this drop? The AI looks like they're under it, and they are. So Isabella Morelli now is 0 for 2. Dante Robinson 1 for 1 with an infield single already today and has come in to score. Here's another ground ball, and Hillary Vargas is not able to get there. And I've definitely seen Brett Olson drop the ball, but definitely been a little bit more short-handed here today. As the hit and run was on, but having to go back to first is Dante Robinson. As there's another foul ball. So 0-2 now on the left fielder for the Gamblers, and just a little bit inside. Good take from Jordan Thorner. The 1-2 pitch is a fastball and another foul ball. Staying alive here is the speedy Jordan Thorner with a speedy Dante Robinson on first. And that is strike 3 looking, just catches the inside edge. Good pitch from AI Crazy Eights. And that brings up Kenny Kawaguchi. Already has 1 infield single today, looking to make it 2. Dante Robinson still at first, but now 2 outs. So both coaches at risk of not scoring in their user side of the second inning. Once again, both coaches have gone down 0-2 quite often so far. Not sure if the AIs are just throwing a lot of strikes or both coaches are swinging freely. As here's a foul ball having a swing at that power-up pitch because looked like it might have been able to catch the outside edge. Here's another 1-2 to Kenny Kawaguchi, and this is right back to the pitcher, Crazy Eights, who throws it to his first baseman who was not looking. Oh, John Dowd looking the wrong way. AI crazy eights. Not good intelligence there. Not waiting for his first baseman to turn around. And so the inning is extended. Ricky Johnson, also with an infield single and a run scored in the first inning, comes up to the plate. And another 0-2 count. Boy, right as I said that, right as I just mentioned how many 0-2 counts we're seeing, either from strikes or from free swinging, and there's a strikeout swinging. And so both coaches do not score in their user sides of the second inning, so we remain exactly where we are. Gamblers +6, swimmers +2. We'll see if the AI gamblers can help their coach out at all. As Dante Robinson strikes out, so it's not looking great for the AI gamblers. As that's another strikeout. So 2 back-to-back strikeouts for Mr. Clanky, and we are a third of the way through this one. We are into the top of the third. Swimmers are back up to bat. They're down by 4. Dante Robinson still on the mound. Crazy eights back up to the plate. Already 1 for 1 with an infield single today. A lot of infield singles here at Dirt Yards, as is expected. This one takes a little bit of a hop. Dive by Dante Robinson. Gets up and throws out crazy eights. So here is your only offense so far today for the Swimmers on both sides of the ball, user and AI. John Dowd already has 1 home run today. Will he get a pitch to hit here in this at-bat? So far, no. This one looks like it may catch enough of the zone, and it does. Another bomb from John Dowd. And probably the most deadly custom player this season does it again. Gets their coach another run, so closes the lead. It's now +3 to +6. Just a solo shot from John Dowd, as the rest of his team has not really been able to get it going offensively here. Into the top of the third, 1 out. Karen Schur up to bat for the second time, and will that drop? It will not. It's a line drive straight to the second baseman. So 2 outs, base is empty. And that's true. I mean, John Dowd has definitely been, you could say, a controversial custom player. As not able to beat it out there is Mr. Clanky. So the Swimmers, their only offense so far has been John Dowd. 2 home runs, a 2-run shot, and a solo shot. They sit at a +3. We'll see if AI John Dowd can do it again. And he cannot. He's going to go down looking. So a big strikeout there for Kenny Kawaguchi to get out AI John Dowd, who's already burned you once. As Ichiro is able to knock it down, get up, and throw out Mr. Clanky. So the Gamblers looking to get out of this against the AI Swimmers and get up to bat on the user side here, as that is a line drive caught by a diving Dante Robinson, and the Gamblers do get into their home half and will come back up to the plate. They scored 7 runs in the first inning, 0 in the second. We'll see if they can score maybe somewhere in between there here in this inning. And wow, Laura Nunez not hustling out of the box, taking her sweet old time to get up the line. She is thrown out from deep shortstop by Hillary Vargas. As Ichiro Suzuki 2 for 2 today. It looks like he's going to be 3 for 3, as this time Hillary Vargas a little bit tired after making that play. Not interested in participating. So Ichiro is on base again. 3 singles already. Has scored once. Or maybe twice. I can't remember, but I think just once. Another batter who's 2 for 2, Pokey Reese. Here's another ground ball, a Dirt Yards ground ball, and safe. A good slide from Ichiro. So Juan Gonzalez comes up to the plate. Third at bat already here in the third inning. 1 for 2. Did ground into a double play to end the first inning with the bases loaded, but has a single and a run scored already, as this is a high chopper. AI Hillary Vargas dives, throws to second base, not in time. Oh, 2 batters in a row. The play goes to second, and both times the runner slides in safely. And so once again, for the 4th time already in the bottom of the third inning, it's bases loaded, and you've got your best power bat up at the plate, Isabella Morelli. Or excuse me, Isabel. That's not an A, that's an E. Isabel Morelli. Although I say best power bat, in 2003, Backyard Baseball 2003, some of these generics do have different stats. So and I'm not super familiar with the 2003 generic stats. So if Isabel Morelli is the same player as she is in 2001, then she is indeed a power bat. And I would assume she is, considering she's batting 4th. Although it doesn't matter because that is an infield fly for the power bat. So 2 outs now, bases still loaded. Dante Robinson up at the plate. 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Gamblers, both teams have not scored. Excuse me. Swimmers just scored at the top of the third. I was about to say both teams have not scored since the first inning, but Swimmers did just get a John Dowd solo shot. But since the first inning, only that John Dowd solo home run. As don't think this is going to be enough here. Dante Robinson hits a swinging bunt. The play is gonna go home, but Ichiro has already scored, so it was enough. In fact, AI Swimmers not able to work that one out. It's another infield hit. And so it's now +7, +3 to +7 now. Gamblers extend their lead. Jordan Thorner looking to keep the inning going. Swing and a miss. Pokey Reese now in trouble. Able to get back to third base. Strong throw from Tracy Hoban. So now it's 0-2 and fouled back by Jordan Thorner. Pokey might have been out. Coach's challenge there. Send it to New York. As here's a chopper up the first base line. Going to be trouble for John Dowd, but he makes the play, steps on first, and the Gamblers only get 1. But they still lead by 4. As we see the AI Gamblers now come up to bat. Excuse me. As Kenny Kawaguchi is able to smack that one off of Clanky's face and get on to first base. Although AI Ricky Johnson is now down 0-2. Hits a lazy fly ball. Can Clanky recover? No. Again, it bounces off Clanky, but Hillary Vargas is there to clean it up. So Clanky really struggling here on defense for user Swimmers. Lauren Nunez now down 0-2. Fouls that one off. Another foul ball on 0-2. This is not you, Wilf. This is sped up. I sped up the defensive scenes. Otherwise, the video would have been like 2 hours long. It usually, defense doesn't really matter all that much. I know John Dowd did hit a home run, but yeah, defense is sped up. And so now we are officially halfway through this one. Gamblers +7, Swimmers +3. Swimmers with some work to do. If the game ended right now, Gamblers would be into the playoffs. Swimmers would be sent home. As can Fabian Callahan beat this one out? No, it took a friendly dirt yards hop. But Fabian turns into a 2-speed here at dirt yards. So if she's not hitting it over the fence, she's most likely not getting on base. So John Dowd continues to be the only offense here for the Swimmers, as Hillary Vargas swings at that high fastball, but fouls it straight back. The 1-1 pitch is going to be outside. 0 for 1 today is the Swimmers' shortstop. As this is going to be another pitch inside. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Certainly wouldn't complain about a walk. Walk is as good as a single. As good as a single, excuse me. As that is a pitch right down the middle. And unlucky to foul that one straight back. That could have been over the barriers in left field. As here's a 3-2 pitch. And that is drilled to left field. Will it get down, though? It will. Dropping it out there is Jordan Thorner. And so it goes down as a backyard baseball single. And that brings up the catcher, Tracy Hoban. Hillary Vargas on first base. Not exactly speed on the base paths here for the Swimmers. Hillary on first, Tracy at the plate as that's a strike on the bottom inside corner. Not a pitch you want to swing at as this is right down the middle. Drilled to right field. Will it take a friendly bounce? It will not. Knocking it down is Laura Nunez. Heading to third is Hillary Vargas. Will she make it? Yes, she will. So at least Tracy is able to move Hillary up to third base into scoring position. But now there's 2 outs. Terry Vega up at the plate. As that is a strike at the top middle of the zone. Swimmers needing to get the offense together. And what just happened to my music? Sorry, 1 second. Technical difficulties. Oh no! Where the heck are we? And why was there music playing? Oh no, don't look. Technical difficulties. Where'd we go? Bottom of the third, top of the fourth. I don't know why there was music starting to play. Where are we? Oops. You're getting some behind the scenes looks here. There's Hillary Vargas. Still don't know where this music is coming from, but oh well. All right, there's Terry Vega. We'll just play it from right here. All right. No, come on. All right, here's Hillary. There's Tracy. There's Terry. Okay. All right, technical difficulties. My apologies. But it's okay. I don't mind making you wait, Wilf. 2 strikes now on Terry Vega. Hillary Vargas still at third base. As this is a high pop fly. Will Dante Robinson be able to get there? He will. And so the Swimmers still struggling to score if it's not John Dowd. As we see now the AI Swimmers up to bat in the top of the fourth. I don't think my technical difficulties of your replay deserves 50 runs. Not sure that's how that works. But hey, I'm not a league commissioner, so clip that, send that to them. Let's see what they say. As Kenny Kawaguchi was attempting to run down AI Crazy Eights. So 2 outs now for the AI Swimmers at the plate. Kenny Kawaguchi. Outside of that John Dowd home run, 50 runs to Shrews. As that is dropped, and oh my gosh, somehow they still got the out. Not sure what happened there. Maybe Karen Schur decided to run to second base. But we were into the bottom of the 4th inning. Gamblers back up to the plate. They are still ahead, +7 to +3. And Kenny Kawaguchi is starting this string of weak hitters. It'll be Kenny. They've also got Ricky Johnson coming up. I believe Jordan Thorner is in there, if I'm remembering correctly the order. And once again, though, Kenny Kawaguchi able to get on base. And here is Ricky Johnson. So a lineup that thrives here at Dirt Yards. They've done a good job of using this field to their advantage. As Ricky Johnson fouls that one back. It was a good pitch to hit, but turns into a foul ball. Ricky Johnson swings at that high fastball. Playing in was the defense. The throw goes to second base, and they're able to get Kenny Kawaguchi even with the hit and run on. So good defense there from the AI swimmers. And Laura Nunez, not Jordan Thorner. That's who I was thinking of. So here's another speedy weak bat here in Laura Nunez. Again, if her stats are the same as 01. Maybe Laura Nunez has different 03 stats, but... And so with that pop out now, it's Ichiro Suzuki up to the plate for the fourth time today. 4 for 4 with 4 singles. It should be 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Could be 4 for 4, though. 2 outs now, though, as that is a swing and a foul ball and a high fastball. So it's an 0-2 count now. Crazy eights. Almost had a strikeout. Good fastball at the top of the zone, but a good take from the user gamblers. Laura is the same in 03 and 01. Thank you for that confirmation. So that is quite the string of weak bats, but certainly speedy enough on dirt yards. As Ricky Johnson, will he be able to get to second base? He will! So Ichiro Suzuki is 4 for 4 with 4 singles. And the inning is extended, and here is one of the other customs this season, Pokey Reese. The one height. Going to take strike one at the top of the zone. Also 3 for 3 with 3 singles. And if Pokey Reese is able to extend this, Juan Gonzalez would come up, possibly with the bases loaded again. Would be the 5th bases loaded situation already today for the Gamblers, as that is a swing and a miss on a ball right down the middle. Not a swing and a miss, a swing and a foul ball. Essentially the same thing. As here's a 1-2 pitch, and just a little bit too low. Good take there with the one height strike zone. 2-2 pitch coming. Ground ball is going to get by the AI Hillary Vargas, and another slide. Ricky Johnson tearing up those knees, sliding here on dirt yards, but we do in fact get Juan Gonzalez back up to the plate with the bases loaded. Does have 1 single today with the bases loaded. Also has a grounded into double play with the bases loaded. Swings, and is this going to stay fair? It is not. Oh my goodness. Get the umpire a new pair of glasses. That looked like it went over the base and then went foul. So bad break there for the Swimmers. And here's another soft ground ball from Juan Gonzalez, and he will be thrown out at first base. So surprising there from Juan Gonzalez to hit 2 soft ground balls right in front of the catcher 2 separate times with the bases loaded. And here's AI Juan Gonzalez, and that's a good catch from Karen Schur at third base on the AI. And this is a long drive, and crazy eights knocks it down. Not a home run, but it goes down as a double there for the AI Gamblers. So they've got a chance to score a run here for their coach. Dante Robinson strikes out. So it's going to be up to Jordan Thorner on the AI side, and he skies this one. Terry Vega's not able to catch it. And now going home is the runner and tagged out. Oh my goodness, the AI. That's why they're the AI. Not very smart. I thought Crazy was going to Jose Canseco that. My goodness, I can't believe that wasn't a home run. Good thing we have the recording of that. That was quite unlucky, as Brett Olson is able to hit an infield single. So we're into the later half of the game now, officially. The later third of the game, top of the 5th inning. 2 innings to go. It is still +7 to +3. Gamblers would be in. Swimmers would be out if these scores were final. As Crazy Eights hits a ground ball. And it looks like the throw is going to go to first base, and able to get the commissioner out in time, but moving the runner up into scoring position. And so here comes all of the offense for the Swimmers today. John Dowd, 2 for 2, 2 home runs. Already has 1 2-run home run. Can he get a pitch to hit for another one? So far, no. Looks like he's going to swing if it's not a strike, although that looks like it might be enough, but it's a foul ball. Oh, that looked like it was enough in the zone for John Dowd. but a foul ball. So a 3-1 count. And a strike at the top of the zone. It was a strike, so a full count to John Dowd. Will he get a pitch to hit or will he be walked? Oh, this is a close pitch, and it's too far inside. So no home run for John Dowd this time. Fouled back the best pitch that he saw. But it is a walk. He is on first base. Swimmers still have both of their power-ups. They're currently down by 4, +7 to +3. Karen Schur 0 for 1 today with a walk. Up at the plate, ball at the top inside of the zone. Unknowingly, Swimmer's in a big spot here. That is a swing, and is it going to get over Ichiro's head? It is! It's into the gap. Will it be a ground rule double? Yes! So finally, someone other than John Dowd drives in a run for the Swimmers. They've now got a +4. They've cut the lead down to 3. Although scoring 2 would put both teams... No. They still need to score 3 because if both teams are at a +7, then the Swimmers would have the tiebreaker on runs allowed. And is Ichiro going to get this one? No, it's off the back of his head. Clanky is able to get into first base, and now the bases are loaded. Will we see a power-up pitch? No, we won't, because it's Fabian Callahan. Why would you use a power-up with Fabian Callahan? So will we see a grand slam here? And Dowd certainly had a chance to go home. I certainly understand keeping him at third. You assume Ichiro's going to make that. And does this have enough? Is it going to be a wall ball going way back as Laura Nunez? It looks like she's under it, and she's going to drop the ball. Runners had to hold, so only one run. Looks like it's going to score. John Dowd is in, so it's now +5 to +7. AI defense not doing the Gamblers any favors here. A drop from Ichiro and then a drop from Laura Nunez. And there's the first power-up of the game for the Swimmers. And that's going to be a ground rule double under grounder. And we are tied. It is +7 to +7. Swimmers have the lead on runs allowed tiebreakers currently. And they still have runners on second and third. Only one out. Here's a high fly ball foul. AI catch from Dante Robinson, a dive from AI Dante Robinson. And so now it's up to Terry Vega to keep this inning going. Still 2 runners in scoring position, but now there's 2 outs. Terry Vega 0 for 2 so far today. Swimmers looking to put up a big crooked number here. They already have 4. That's a strike on the outside edge. That's a good pitch, but not electing to swing at it. Wants something on the left side of the plate, possibly. Although going to swing at this one, and that is ripped, but just foul. Over to third base and into foul territory. So having to switch to line drive now is Terry Vega with 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch, and it's outside. Good take. And all of that, Pokey Reese is now on the mound. Kenny Kawaguchi is into center field. Or excuse me, Dante Robinson was the pitcher, not Kenny Kawaguchi. Dante Robinson's now at second. Pokey Reese is now pitching. Full count, 3-2. Drilled to left field. Is this one going to get down, ranging over? And it's down, and it's by, and it's a ground rule double. Oh, the AI defense of the Gamblers falling apart here in the 5th inning. The Swimmers have now scored 6 in the top of the 5th. They now have a +9. It's now +9 to +7, and the Swimmers have the runs allowed tiebreaker currently, as Brett Olson hits a swinging bunt, and the pitcher knocks it down, but not able to do anything else. And so with 2 runners on, we will see the final power-up of this game used. Both teams will be out of power-ups here if Crazy Eights is able to connect with the screaming line drive. And I'm not going to pause because the ad break is now over. So welcome back. And also, yeah, you do know what happens. Your team is up to the plate. As Crazy Eights gets the screaming line drive, will it be a ground rule double? No, it's off of the barrier there in left field, and it only goes down as a single. Oh, a little bit of an unlucky bounce there. So the power-up keeps the inning alive and brings John Dowd up. It didn't score you a run, but it might not matter if John Dowd gets a pitch to hit, and this looks like he does. Did John Dowd do it again? He did. The automatic home run, grand slam. And the controversial John Dowd does it again, this time with the bases loaded. The Swimmers have exploded here in the 5th inning. They've been kept so quiet all game. They now have a plus 13. They've scored 10 runs in the top of the 5th inning. And they now lead by 6. Still with a runs allowed tiebreaker. An inning is not over. Karen Schur now up at the plate. Bases empty now. Still 2 outs. So that screaming line drive, even though it didn't bounce over for a ground rule double that hit the bottom of the barrier, it didn't end up mattering because it extended your inning and allowed John Dowd to come up, as Kenny Kawaguchi is not able to field that one cleanly for the AI Gamblers. And the Diskey vs. Wilf rivalry is one of my favorite rivalries, honestly, in the community. I love Chargeider and Matt 95. That's probably my favorite. But Wilf and Diskey is a good one. And 24 months, our very own Itanium subscribing with Twitch Prime. As this one goes out of play, it's another run for the Swimmers. So there's some good luck from the Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you, Itanium. We appreciate that here at the Backyard Sports Center. You're funding your own salary, essentially. As Fabian Callahan gets a hold of this one, that's got a chance up the left field line, and it's another home run. This time for Fabian Callahan, a 2-run shot, and all of a sudden from plus 3 to plus 16. And you know what? Speaking of home runs, you know what I haven't been doing is adding to the home run counter. We are at way more than 96 home runs on this stream. We've probably seen almost 20 tonight between that 6-game mega cast and then this game here. We've seen at least 4 John Dowd home runs, including the one AI. And then there's a Fabian Callahan home run. So innings still going. Hillary Vargas now up at the plate. And she gets a hold of this one. That's a big swing there. It's going to get knocked down by Jordan Thorner in left field. And so it'll go down as a single. Can Ricky Johnson stop that? Yes. Chargeider did probably hit 96 home runs in that new game tournament himself. That is such a good point. And apparently, Sonny JJ did mention, they did tell me that we can go into Nightbot as the inning is finally over, but a 13 spot from the Swimmers. Big inning there in this win or go home game. Sonny JJ did tell me that we can go into Nightbot and change the number that the counter starts at. So I'm inclined to just go in and change that number in Nightbot to like 500 and just start from 900 because that's, or 500 because that's probably where we are. Honestly, 900 is probably not a bad guess either. There's probably been well over 1,000 home runs on stream, considering this channel is 6 years old and this counter is like a month old. And we haven't even been doing it correctly, but that's okay. So we now see the AI Swimmers batting here in the top of the 5th inning. They don't do anything for their coach, so Gamblers now come up. They've got 2 more chances here. Unknowingly, they have gone from up 4 to down 9. And you could say down 10 because their AI is yet to score any runs for them. And they've given up a run to a John Dowd home run, but that's a good start. Is that going to be a ground rule double? And no, it's going to hit the, wow, what a glitch that is. Isabella Morelli into second base, rounding for third. That is honestly the first time I've ever seen that hit the wall and then just died right at dead center where the wall and the barrier meets. So it's an Isabel Morelli triple. Probably works out better that it wasn't a ground rule double then. And so there's a good start for the Gamblers. Needing to put up some runs. They've got a runner on to third, nobody out. Dante Robinson hits a ground ball up the third base line. Running away from it is Mr. Clanky. So Dante Robinson is going to get into first. And let's go gambling. Welcome to our very own Alex7456. We miss you, Alex. Hope your move has gone well. Hope your new job is going well. Hope to have you back in the booth soon. We hope to have you for some backyard football playoff action, which we should have starting sometime this week. Just waiting on one more regular season game to finish. As Dante Robinson steals, and then Jordan Thorner is able to get that one into the outfield past the diving AI Hillary Vargas. Isabel Morelli is going to come in to score. Dante Robinson is going to move into third base. The throw is going to go home. Will it get by the AI? It will. And it's not going to go out of play, though. So moving up to second is Jordan Thorner. I would always rather make it about you. Screw Dante Robinson. Just kidding. I love Dante Robinson's honestly one of my favorite characters, but Kenny Kawaguchi first pitch swinging. Dante Robinson's going to head home. Kenny Kawaguchi is going to get safely into first base and rounded for second base, even though it's occupied. And so a good response here from the Gamblers. They're closing the gap. They now sit at a +9 themselves. Still nobody out. Ricky Johnson up at the plate. Triple play question mark? No spoilers, but definitely not. I say that, right? As Crazy Eights is able to get that one and throw out Jordan Thorner at third base, but everyone else is safe. So just one out, no, not three. AI Crazy Eights up to 65 pitches. Surprised he has not been taken out of the game yet, as this is a not infield fly. No infield fly call, and not a triple play, but a double play. A little fly ball right in front of the catcher. No infield fly was called. They double up Ricky Johnson at first base. So keep that in mind, because now AI swimmers are going to have a power up. Thank you for that. Yeah. Get Nightbot under control. Nightbot's just ridiculous. As Ricky Johnson is going to be thrown out. John Dowd came off of first. Argentina level call. Don't trigger me with that. I don't know. Ugh. Don't even get me started. As we're going to see Karen Schur come in for the juice box, and then Mr. Clanky come back in. And John Dowd again comes off first, but is able to get back. So the AI Gamblers still not doing any favors for their coach. And so we are into the final inning. 6th inning of this win or go home game. The Steel Stadium Swimmers, led by Will F. the God 1, have put up a 13 spot in the 5th inning to go ahead. They lead +16 to +9 as Terry Vega gets a hold of this one, and that's going to get out of here. Terry Vega, solo shot. Let's get the home run counter going this time. I'm not going to forget anymore. And so, after the Gamblers got a couple runs back themselves, Terry Vega gets one back. And yeah, so close to 100. We definitely have multiple home runs tonight that were not added to the counter. We're definitely well over 100. For sure. And yeah, calling Nightbot a salamander is definitely very generous. That's honestly more of a compliment. I mean, salamanders are super cute. As Brett Olson comes up to the plate, 2 for 4 with 2 singles today. Laura Nunez is now on the mound for the AI Gamblers. We missed that in all of the action. Why is it pronounced as Will F and not Wilf? I say both. I'll say Wilf and I'll say Will F the God. If I say Will's full legal name being Will F the God 1, I'll say Will F. But if I'm using the shorthand nickname, then it's Wilf. And Wilf can correct me if that's not how Will F the God 1 wants to be called, as that is another infield single from Brett Olson. So Crazy Eights, fresh off of a screaming line drive hit his last time up at the plate, comes back up to the plate. Wilfum. Could also be Wilfum. Dowd does have 4 home runs, 3 user home runs, and 1 AI home run. So if we added those in, we would be over 100. I just say, but again, I just say Wilf or I just say Will F. That doesn't really like, when you type it out that way, it doesn't really help, you know? But it's fine as not. Oh, okay. So Wilf, not Wilf. Thank you. I appreciate the clarification. Speaking of John Dowd, 3 for 3 with a walk, 3 home runs. Can he really put this one out of reach for the Swimmers? Blow this baby open. I can say Will F if I like. I don't like to, though. As that is maybe enough. Kenny Kawaguchi going back, and yes, off of the car. 4 for 4 is John Dowd. That's a player of the week worthy performance. Thank you, Nate-tastic28. I appreciate that, and I think I'm going to be the first one to campaign for John Dowd to be removed from the game next season. I am assuming that he will be, since he's a custom player, and they're not going to leave him in, but wow. Who had the idea for John Dowd? Whose idea was that? Yeah, this guy's barely been walked. We're never going to remove sand and dirt fields. As much as I do hate sandy fields, you just can't get rid of them. You know, it's just another element to the game. As Mr. Clanky now comes up to the plate with 1 out, and he first pitch swinging hits a high pop fly right back to the pitcher, who is now Jordan Thorner. So now that the Swimmers have hit plus 20, the defense of the Gamblers is all messed up. And that's true. John Dowd is still pretty useful outside of that 120 bat. He's not horrible at defense. So definitely a very strong player. And unless something crazy happens, as Fabian Callahan hits one, that's going to just barely scrape over another home run. And interesting point made there by our very own commissioner. First time that Will has hit more than 2 home runs with Dowd in a game. And is this, in fact, Will's first 20 in a league game? I know this is 03, but that is now officially 20. So it's 21, a plus 21 for the Swimmers. They've really blown this one open. Gamblers are unknowingly going to have to put up a huge number in their user side in the bottom of the 6th. So never say never, but it looks like the Swimmers, after coming into, there's a ground rule double from Emilio Vargas. The Swimmers were at plus 3 coming into the top of the 5th. And they will possibly end with a plus 21 or more. So just absolutely insane turnaround here in the final 2 frames for the Swimmers in a do or die, win or go home game. And this game is going swimmingly. Wow. That is low-hanging fruit. As Tracy Hoban hits a high fly ball to the second baseman, Dante Robinson, who finally ends the inning. So the Swimmers have a good chance of ending with a plus 21, as long as they don't give up any runs themselves. As here is AI John Dowd, and he's not going to get a home run this time. He's going to hit a soft little swinging bunt right in front of Jose Gonzalez, as Dante Robinson is able to make that catch on Mr. Clanky. And did Crazy Eights beat Shrewsbury by 1 run in week 12? Yeah, but if you would have done that, then we would not have had this amazing week 14 win or go home game. So it's unfortunately most likely not going to go the way of Shrewsbury, who is going to unfortunately see losses in both 01 and 03 to be eliminated from playoff contention in both. But when your opponent puts up a plus 21, there's just not much that you can do. Gamblers have been putting up a respectable score themselves. They're at a plus 9 and could end with more here. Although that's not going to help their cause as Pokey Reese flies out to the catcher. And it's certainly not over till it's over. If the Swimmers can put up a 13 spot, so too can the Gamblers, especially at their home field. Juan Gonzalez, who's had kind of a pedestrian day, comes up to the plate, 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Looking to get another single here, and he's going to, as Crazy Eights not wanting to play any defense for his coach. Ichiro moves up into third base. And so here comes Isabel Morelli, who had a crazy triple her last at bat, and that's not going to be a triple most likely. This is a swinging ground ball that's going to... Oh my goodness, what a rocket arm from John Dowd. Ichiro does come in to score. I can't believe Crazy Eights covering first base caught that. That was an insane... I can't believe that wasn't an overthrow or a bonk off of Crazy Eight's head. It wasn't even looking the right way. So if you're the Swimmers, everything is going your way. Even on your AI side, an AI John Dowd home run, and your AI defense is helping you out with plays like that. And so the Gamblers are down to their final out. They sit at a plus 10. They are down 11 runs. Dante Robinson needs to keep this one alive, and it looks like he will. That's going to get into the outfield past Hillary Vargas. The throw is going to second base, and it's overthrown. So Dante is going to go to second. Juan Gonzalez is going to round and go home. I am not sure who that is. It's Terry Vega out there in right field. Dante Robinson's got a chance for an inside-the-park home run, and he does. Hey, that's good enough for the home run counter. Don't worry, I got it. And it didn't even count it. Wonderful. There we go, finally. 99, one away. As Jordan Thorner, will he keep this game alive? Yes, he will. So the Gamblers, a little 2-out rally here. They're now at a plus 12. They've cut it to single digits. They're down by 9. Kenny Kawaguchi, here comes the weak string of hitters for the Gamblers, though. Kenny Kawaguchi, Ricky Johnson, as John Dowd comes in to pitch now. Kenny Kawaguchi, Ricky Johnson, and then Laura Nunez. So you're going to need some friendly dirt yard hops here with 2 outs. And that might not be enough. That is a swinging bunt right in front of the catcher. It is thrown to first. And that will do it. Gamblers finish with a plus 12. It's not technically over. AI Gamblers still have to bat, and the AI Gamblers can possibly score 10 runs. Or 9 runs. As Ichiro Suzuki hits a leadoff double for AI Gamblers. No spoilers, Will. No spoilers. We don't know if you allowed 10. So don't tell us. Let's find out together. As there's out number 1 for the Swimmers. And then a pause to see stamina. Here comes a fireball, and Mr. Clanky will never lose stamina, even when he throws a fireball. So down to their final out are the Gamblers. And that is going to do it, as here comes another fireball from Mr. Clanky. And finally, it is official. The Steel Stadium Swimmers, led by Will F. the God, won in a do-or-die situation. Win or go home, they will be moving on to the playoffs. They score a whopping 18 runs in the final 2 innings to take down Shrewsbury. Unfortunate ending there. Again, not a bad score, a plus 12. Very, very respectable, but when your opponent puts up a plus 21, sometimes it's just not your week. Unfortunate ending for the Las Vegas Gamblers. But that is going to do it. Thank you so much for tuning into this almost 3-hour stream now. We're at not even close to 3 hours, actually. We're at 2 hours and 27 minutes. I lied. It feels like 3 hours, though. My goodness. We are going to rate out T2 Saucy. But thank you so much for hanging out for the mega stream for this win or go home 2003 league game. It's been a great time. We'll be back here shortly within the next few days. We've got Backyard Football Online League playoffs. As soon as the playoff files are made, we'll have playoff rBBL baseball for you. And we'll try to have some Backyard Baseball 2026 gameplay and various other backyard sports gameplay. We also have a charity stream coming up sometime soon, to be determined exactly, but you want to come in and check that out. So if you're not following for some reason, definitely do that. !Discord. If you are not in the Discord for some reason and you want to be a part of these leagues, thank you so much, Will F. the God One. I think it was a pretty fun stream. I appreciate all of you hanging out with us tonight. And until next time, this is Ben Bath Beyond signing off for the Backyard Sports Center. Have a great night, Backyard Sports fans.